my god!
My gosh!
His head off. Yeah. I would back up, dog. But yeah, that finger twitch was crazy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Cam. This is Zay, and we are here watching Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 8, No One. I'm excited to get into this one, but before we do, if you guys like what you're watching, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe to stay tuned for more, and also hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and the next 6 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description. With that being said, Zay, what do you remember previously?
I guess I'll kind of work my way around it. Arya finally got struck by the House of Black and White. You know, we saw the girl come up, sorry guys, disguised as an older woman, you know, and she struck quick too. Like, it was out of nowhere. Basically grabbed her. She got stabbed, and they did a great job, as I mentioned, you know, displaying like that panicky like look that you'd have walking through a city now where you don't know who is, you know, who's your enemy basically at that point. You know, as we know, they can change faces. So she's bleeding out. She needs to seek help immediately. She was getting ready to leave in about 2 days. That ship leaves in 2 days. So we'll see what happens with her, I guess. You know, we had Jon, Sansa, and Davos. They're going around to other houses trying to recruit men. They went to the house of Mormont. They got 62 men. It's better than nothing. They went to the Glovers. The Glovers. They refused. Basically, even when Sansa tried to pull the, you know, you swore your loyalty to House of Stark, and he brought up the fact that, you know, Robb and all them weren't there when his family got captured and they were killed, his people were killed, etc. So we ended up seeing Sansa writing out a letter, and Davos basically said, you know, we don't have a lot of men, but if we're smart about it, we could still see victory. We also saw Marjorie talking to Olenna. She sent Olenna back home. However, we saw her give her a note with the sigil, the family sigil on it. So is Marjorie just playing a game with the High Sparrow, pretending to be aligned with them, but really still aligned with Olenna in the house and maybe plotting something? Guess we'll see. We got a freaking great reveal. The Hound's still alive. He was with a small group of people, kind of minding their own business, but unfortunately they did end up getting slain after he was bonding with the leader of the group, or who appeared to be the leader, who actually kind of came from the same background as him, with you know, being a killer and, you know, being this brutal person, but changed. So seems like, I don't know if the Hound's changing though after what he had to witness. And yeah, Theon and his sister are heading to Meereen. Per Theon's sister, they made a quick stop. You know, she basically said, you know, she was kind of disappointed in Theon still, but saying like, you either, if you're not going to become Theon, or like if you're going to sulk like this and be this type of person, you might as well cut your wrist. But if you're going to be with me, you need to be Theon. You need to become a Greyjoy again, etc. And Theon said, all right, I'm with you. So you know, that was their last night on that island for the time. So we expect them to be heading towards Meereen. Trying to think if there's anything. I mean, I'm sure there were some other major things. That's kind of just like quick.
The whole situation at Riverrun.
Oh yeah, Jaime approaches the Blackfish at Riverrun. Gives him a chance to surrender. Blackfish refuses. A lot of pride and, you know, confidence that, you know, you could kill my men, but we'll kill thousands of yours before, you know, we fall. We're not giving this city up. I was born in this city, etc. So it looks like we're gearing up towards a battle at Riverrun, and it's going to be a bloody one. It appears, you know.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. I don't know if city is the best way to explain it, but I get what you're saying.
Castle, right. The castle of Riverrun.
With that being said, yeah, let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's get right into it.
Shut your blue eyes, my love. Let the crown fall. The Father above beckons you to his hall. In seventh heaven, I'll see you once more. But now I seek vengeance on Sansa the whore, and my brother the imp.
She took Arya's advice. When she's like, she would be angry. She wouldn't just be sad the whole time.
100%.
I will slay him, I swear. With noose or with knife. Though it take me a fortnight, a moon, or my life.
Not the best acting by young Joffrey, because Joffrey definitely looked a little bit more like when he was dead.
More to the makeup
But-
crew, if anything.
Yeah, makeup crew needs to do better, because that dude looked like when he died, I was like, holy shit. Oh,
She hasn't learned a fucking thing.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, come on now. Oh. It's Arya. Oh, it is actually Arya.
I guess. I mean, still a risk.
Yeah, it's a risk no matter what. I don't. When we're here, I don't trust anybody.
Come with us. What's left for you here?
Death.
You wouldn't be safe.
You're not safe here.
Who?
She doesn't have a name.
Ah, she's no one.
Where will you go?
Essos is east and Westeros is west. But what's west of Westeros?
That's a good question.
The edge of the world, maybe.
I'd like to see that.
She's a flat earther. Oh my god.
Milk of the poppy.
That's a classic, Milk of the Poppy. It's everywhere.
If my soup didn't kill you, nothing will.
Because I poisoned it. Yeah.
You put your left hand on the back of the lady's head. Right hand holds the small of the lady's back, like so. Very romantic. You take your middle finger
Very sus.
and you jam it right up her bunghole.
Bro, I don't
Bro,
care
you-
how big you are.
You die immediately. It's a death sentence. He didn't even do anything. He got fingered in the ass.
There's the other one. The one with the yellow cloak.
Fuck you!
Okay, so it was them.
Oh, so it's like a squad.
You're shit at dying, you know that.
It just wasn't the one in charge.
It wasn't the
basically.
yeah. It wasn't the
there.
specific. Okay,
That was the
what-
only
yeah,
one I was focused on. So when I didn't see him, I was like, "Oh no, it's not them."
That's why. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense though.
City has come back to life.
You made a pact with fanatics.
I did, and it worked.
If you shaved your beard with a straight razor, you'd say the razor worked. That doesn't mean it won't cut your throat.
Spoken
that's
like a
good one.
man who has never had to shave.
Ooh.
I'm going to miss you.
I know.
I hope you're right about this expedition of yours.
So it doesn't seem like all of her ships were burned. It just seems like a number.
Seems like most of the fleet was taken out.
I'll walk the rest of the way myself. I can't go off on a secret mission in the company of the most famous dwarf in the city.
Varys! The most famous dwarf in the world.
Oh, you bugger!
Honestly, though, is he wrong? Like Lannister, you know,
Hey,
like everyone knows.
I don't
Tyrion.
think he is wrong.
I think you're right.
Holiness the High Septon wishes to speak with you at the Great Sept of Baelor.
His Holiness the High Septon is welcome to see me here, in the Red Keep.
This is not a request.
It is a request, Cousin Lancel. You are asking me for something I'm refusing.
If you refuse to come of your own free will,
She said, "Fuck you."
You remember that she has a massive zombie next to her that will fucking kill you.
order your man to step aside or there will be violence.
I don't think you want that violence.
I choose violence.
Nice. Hey, guess what, buddy? You better pray. Oh, it's too late. can't pray when you're getting choked out, can you?
One hand, dude.
Yeah, you better hope that the Lords can hear you when you're mumbling your words. Come on now. Oh my fucking god!
My gosh.
His head off. Yeah. I would back up, dog. But yeah, that finger twitch was crazy.
Please tell His High Holiness he's always welcome to visit.
For once, like, I know mostly I shit talk Cersei, but like I am on her side. Like, I don't really like the High Sparrow a little bit.
Yeah,
more
I was
than-
gonna ask you, like, are you rooting or against Cersei?
I'm more rooting for Cersei right now. I fucking hate the High Sparrow.
Take Riverrun without bloodshed. Ride south again with your mission complete and your army intact.
Interesting.
Let me try to persuade the Blackfish to give up the castle.
Why would he abandon his ancestral home?
Because you'll allow him to lead the Tully forces safely north.
Hey, look, she's there to recruit them. They're no help at their castle.
And Sansa said, or was it Jon said? No, Sansa was the one that said, you know, you ride north, you'd be the one, you'd be able to talk to Blackfish and he'd listen to you, basically. Talking about Brienne. So
You have until nightfall.
So she clearly has something. There must be something about Brienne that she's like, he would listen. She believes that Blackfish would listen.
Yeah.
Gave it to me for a purpose. I have achieved that purpose.
There's so much meaning in that sword.
I know.
It's like the physical embodiment of their relationship.
It will always be.
It really is.
Wow.
Should I fail to persuade the Blackfish to surrender, and if you attack the castle, honor compels me to fight for Sansa's kin.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Dude, the level of respect these two have for each other, you know? Like, they respect each other so much, they also respect each other's differences and their positions.
I don't like that talk.
If you think I'm abandoning my family seat on the Kingslayer's word of honor, you're a bloody fool.
Yeah, how do you trust that Jaime's gonna actually do what he's saying?
Yeah.
Who gave you permission to cross the siege line and enter the castle? Who gave you that sword with a gold lion on the pommel?
So Jaime kept his word to your niece, Catelyn Stark. He sent me to find Sansa to help her as Catelyn wanted. He gave me this sword to protect her. That is what I have done, and I will continue to do until the day I die.
He's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's like, what? Yeah, he looked like fucking confuzzled. He was like, wait, he did what?
I don't have enough men to help her take Winterfell.
You have more than she does.
She wants her home back, I understand that. But this is my home.
A letter from Sansa.
But like, I respect it, but like, damn. I get what he's saying.
He's stubborn, I'll tell you that much.
Stubborn like a mule.
We need to get a raven north to Sansa. Tell her I failed.
Damn.
After conferring with His Holiness, the High Septon, we have determined that Loras Tyrell and Cersei Lannister's trial will be held in the Great Sept of Baelor on the first day of the Festival of the Mother. The Crown has decided that from this day forward, trial by combat will be forbidden throughout the Seven Kingdoms. The tradition is a brutish one, a scheme devised by corrupt rulers in order to avoid true judgment from the gods. Cersei Lannister and Loras Tyrell will stand trial before 7 Septons as it was in the earliest days of the faith.
My gosh.
7 blessings to all.
He literally just like
botched her plan, fucked her. She's fucked. She's fucked. He won't even look at her.
That old rumor you told me about.
Is it just a rumor or something more?
More. Much more.
Interesting.
What were they sent to investigate? I totally
I'm not saying.
Oh. Did they say it? Did they say it already?
I don't remember for sure if they said it, but I'll tell you what, if they did, I'm not fucking saying it again.
2 translators are on a sinking ship. The first says, "Do you know how to swim?" The second says, "No, but I can shout for help in 19 languages."
I love Tyrion going.
Dude, that's a 5-head joke if it was meant to make it like not sound good, but I don't think that was intentional. I think that was just a really bad joke.
I make joke.
He's like, yeah, I'm in.
Once walked into a brothel with a honeycomb and a jackass.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank God. I didn't want to hear what that.
Every time he says that joke, it always gets interrupted.
Oh.
Got some ships coming in.
Yeah.
My uncle will never surrender the castle, sir. Whatever game you're playing, you've massacred my family. Kept me in a cell for years. Stolen our lands.
I'll remind you that our houses are at war. I'm sorry if this conflict has inconvenienced you.
Tell me. I want to know, I truly do. How do you live with yourself?
Damn.
Jesus.
Catelyn and Cersei. There's a fierceness you don't often see.
Yeah, they both
They'd
really
do anything to protect their babies.
Yeah.
Start a war, burn cities to ash, free their worst enemies. The things we do for love.
Remember that line? That's what he said when he pushed Bran out the window.
Yeah, after he was caught fucking his sister.
I love Cersei. You can laugh at that if you want. You can sneer. It doesn't matter.
He does.
She needs me. And to get back
He
to
loves her.
I have to take Riverrun. I'll send for your baby boy. And I'll launch him into Riverrun with a catapult.
Good God.
Doesn't matter to me. The people in the castle don't matter to me. Only Cersei.
That's fucking. He said with a catapult.
Every Tully who ever lived to get back to her. That's what I'll do.
And you know he would.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I demand entry.
Don't let him in.
I've sworn to serve the Lord of Riverrun and obey his commands.
You're not obeying Egmure's commands. You're obeying the fucking Kingslayer's commands.
It's a tricky situation.
Mm-hmm.
Lower the drawbridge and open the gate for Lord. Aye, sir.
I'll have your head before I surrender Riverrun.
You are not lord of this castle, my lord.
Sheesh.
Damn.
That's kind of crazy.
Command all the forces within the castle to lay down their arms.
Oh, shit.
Find the Blackfish. Put him in irons and hand him over to the Freys.
Find him.
Damn. Well, he chose not to leave with Brienne. Brienne offered it to him.
That's crazy. More savage because they did it without bloodshed.
Yeah.
They didn't lose a single fucking soldier to take over his castle.
We found the Blackfish, my lord.
Good. Bring him to me.
He died, fighting my lord.
Man.
Damn.
Gotta respect that. Wow.
Wow. Dude, their relationship's so fucking crazy.
It transcends their like the sides they're on. It transcends.
It does. It's such a
duties.
cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. Oh shit! For a second, I thought the episode was about to end. Holy shit! We cut back to some violence. Danny, it'd be a great time to come through a Drogon. It'd be a really good time if you could.
I was wrong, I admit it. The Unsullied could mount a defense off the beachhead if the slavers'
No more
forces...
talking from you. Your talking gave us this.
Looks like the deal didn't work.
Yeah. I said it'd be a perfect time to show up. What's up? Well, you came when the piece fell apart, but it was really good for a little bit.
There's Drogon flying away.
He better go.
She's probably like, "What the fuck did you do to my city?"
He's like, "I swear it wasn't supposed to go down like this."
Fuck you doing here? Chasing them? You?
Hanging them.
Oh.
They attacked a nearby sept and murdered the villagers. Why do you want them?
Same reason. They're mine.
It's the Brotherhood's good name they've dragged through the dirt.
Fuck your name, they're mine. Killed you once before, Dundarian. Happy to do it again.
You can have one of them.
Pick the yellow robe instantly.
2.
1.5. You can chop the legs off one. You get to hang them.
No. We're not butchers. We hang them.
Where's the punishment in that?
They die.
They all bloody die. Except this one here.
Oh!
I'll give you anything.
That's so fucking wild.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
I guess so. Jesus. He's like, what the fuck you looking at? I need whatever I can get.
You ought to join us. We could use you.
I tried joining. Didn't work out for me.
The Lord of Light gave you the power to defeat me. Why?
I beat you because I'm better than you, Beric. I was better than you before you started yammering on about the Lord. And I'm better than you now.
Bold claims.
Good and bad, young and old. The things we're fighting will destroy them all alike.
Fair point.
Yeah, they're not wrong. I mean, he's not wrong. Oh, nah. Is she about to get slaughtered? Oh, my God.
Not everything is death.
Yeah, okay. Who's this douchebag that's standing behind her?
Milk of the poppy salesman? Yeah.
More like an assassin.
Oh my gosh!
If you'd have done your job, she would have died painlessly.
I mean, that was the girl that was supposed to be killed, and she killed her.
That jump was tough.
Yeah. Fuck!
That smile, too. Found you. It's like, no.
Oh!
Bro, she hit every fruit basket. She didn't miss a single one. And she probably just fucked up her whole wound, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait, this is where she hit Needle. Shank this bitch. It's the only way. Ah, shit.
That won't help you.
Stab her in the eye.
She cut the lights.
No, you're not gonna end it like that. Oh, okay, I thought they were gonna end the episode. I was like, what the fuck? I thought they ended the episode like that. I was about to be pissed. Or I'm still pissed because they cut away. Was a new face added? Whose face is it?
Yeah.
You told her to kill me.
Sheesh.
Shouldn't have taught her to fight blindfolded.
Girl is no one.
What?
A girl is Arya Stark of Winterfell.
Oh shit.
And I'm going home.
Oh damn. Oh, I got
Bro,
goosebumps.
look at that. He's almost just like, all right. He was almost just like, okay. You think you're no one, but you no one. But you're someone. She's like nobody and somebody at the same time. She finessed that shit. Good shit, Arya. I'm proud of you. That girl was annoying anyway.
Dude, that was going to be the only way she could do. I mean, she needed an advantage. And since she was blindfolded, or since she was taught to fight blinded, she was able to use that to her advantage at the very last moment. Yeah. Dragged her into a dark cave and cut the fucking lights. All right. That was Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 8. No one. If you guys liked what you were watching, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. You can also hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and the next 6 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description. Zay, what are your initial thoughts on the episode?
Whew, that was satisfying. A lot again, like shit's just ramping up. Crazy how I felt like a lot happened in this pre-penultimate. Like, you know, the penultimates are always like, they seem to be the most chaotic. And it was crazy how like this pre-penultimate again ramped up everything, created like this super high climax for a bunch of events without them feeling like they climaxed, like if that makes sense. It almost like they did very well at building it up to you're like, oh my god, this is the peak, and then they're like, okay, well next, like here we go, like moving on. So I mean, I hope this I'm sure this penultimate is going to be amazing. There's a lot to go down, man, a lot.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All right, let's get into the Q&A. First on the list, let's just kind of we'll get into Arya last. So let's start with the Hound's journey. Okay, so the Hound comes across some men, fucking slaughters them, and asks where the Yellow Cloak guy was. Eventually, he finds the Yellow Cloak Brotherhood men with the other Brotherhood men, but they're being hanged because of what they did. So it definitely seems like there's good Brotherhood and bad Brotherhood men. And they allowed Hound to kill 2 of them, and they asked Hound to join them in their journey against the undead, the battles up north, basically. So what are your thoughts about that whole situation? Do you think the Hound is going to decide to go with them, or do you think he's going to go solo again like he always does? What are your thoughts about that situation and the Hound's future in the story?
Yeah, I mean, the Hound, I mean, there's a chance he goes solo, but I just feel like he may realize that he's not listen, man, the solo lifestyle is just not advantageous in any way in this realm. Anywhere when you're going solo, like especially
if you're as big as the Hound.
Yeah, but he's also known, and like there's people that don't like him. Like we've seen before. We've seen him travel and people know who he is. He has a reputation. And you know, listen, personally for me, even if I was as savage as the Hound was, if I got a chance to roll with somebody that's been brought back to life multiple times, I'd be like, let me stick with this guy. I thought it was cool how I thought it was interesting as well that they were trying to, almost like they kind of like tried to bend. They were trying to influence him to like, he was saying, oh, well, you beat me because of the Lord of Light, to which the Hound said, I beat you because I'm better than you. And, they kept pushing the Lord of Light agenda on him. Like this happened because of the Lord of Light. Well, you're a fighter because of this and da. So maybe we see, it's interesting that we've been seeing, I guess, really throughout this whole season since the High Sparrow and everything, you're starting to see a lot more of a push for like this religious and this faith like agenda. And now we're seeing we've seen it pushed on him, right? We had the dude that had the 7-pointed star on his chest that he was with, that was building the sept, and he was helping them. Now he's got people from serving the Lord of Light that are saying, like, listen, like, I was just going to say like that, saying that, listen, this stuff happened because of the Lord of Light. So he's getting this, like a lot of this religious shit pushed onto it. So it's interesting to see, is this going to influence him? Is it going to kind of change his path?
We talked about during the Hodor episode, we talked about possible destiny and if the future is written and things like that, and how much are these prophecies true or untrue?
Yeah.
So let me ask you about how the guy who was leading the village basically was saying, the gods aren't done with you yet. To the Hound, and basically was saying, you're still here. You must be here for a reason. And we see this conversation with Thoros and Beric, basically, and the Hound, and talking about how Beric was brought back to life 7 times. There must be a purpose for him. It can't be for no reason. So I'm curious, because it does start to you start to maybe talk about magic, just magic versus an actual entity being in charge, because you could say that no, it's just magic and he's able to bring him back to life, or you could say there is an entity in charge and he's the one bringing him back to life. I'm curious, do you think that, are you more on the side that there is a purpose for these characters, or are you more on the side that there isn't a purpose, but they're able to be brought back to life, whether that's from magic? Well, not them, because the Hound wasn't brought back to life. He was on the brink of death.
He was on the brink of death and was
basically between purpose and not purpose, or magic, just magic versus an actual entity.
No,
what are your thoughts about that whole situation?
I think maybe, man, I would side maybe on. I guess I'd side more on the side of destiny.
Okay,
but would say that I would say that it's like they kind of have their paths pre-written. And, you're able to utilize magic underneath an entity to assist in certain aspects.
It would be fair to say that you're on the side that there is an entity bringing back Beric to life, or possibly an entity or other entities keeping the Hound alive, and they have a purpose to serve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. If that's your thought, then let me ask you, what do you think that is? What do you think their purpose may be?
For the Hound?
The Hound and Beric, just talk to me about what you think their purpose is. And why is the Hound
now,
surviving off the brink of death? Why is Beric being revived 7 times? What do you think their purpose would be?
Well, they did discuss. They did, like you said, they did discuss the war up north and such, and maybe that could very well be their purpose, is that they need to be at that battle. They are fighters. They're very good fighters, especially the Hound. He's a notable fucking killer. And you need these people that are going to be able to fight, going to have fighting experience and such. Because even if they're not necessarily leaders in the beginning, or like typical leaders, it doesn't mean that they couldn't be. Someone like the Hound, people might follow because they see like he's not willing to just lay down his arms and die. Beric quite literally has come back to life several times. That's kind of like it's just there's a lot to these characters and their how their stories and everything, where they kind of have that like not even that they're that charismatic, but something about them could make them great leaders. And that's what you'll need. You'll need something like that. I just don't think I don't imagine if this war with the North, or with the the White Walkers and such, so the war from the White Walkers coming down, I don't imagine it'll just be it's one leader leading the whole time, inspiring a whole army. I'd imagine you have characters in different sections, like kind of leading their own type of group, or squadron, whatever you want to call it, kind of trying to influence them, like, don't, like, we need to do this because I don't know. But yeah, I want to say it's destiny. At first I was really saying it was kind of like magic, but I guess the thing with Hodor and everything really did sway me or push me over towards the destiny side more than the magic side. But I do think that it still plays a part for sure. I don't think that magic's completely out of loop.
We'll have to see. Next on the list, we have Cersei, and in King's Landing, she had this plan with the Mountain to do a trial by combat, and Tommen, her son, basically said, yeah, we're not going to do trial by combat anymore. Really fucked up her chances there, but it definitely seems as if there might be something else going on, because Qyburn said, yeah, that thing you wanted me to find out about, is it a room? And she's like,
much more.
Is it a rumor or is it more? Yeah. And he's like, it's more. It's much more. So, what are your thoughts about that whole situation? What could Qyburn be referring to? And what do you think is in store for Cersei now that trial by combat is eliminated?
I think it's gonna be a scary fucking trial for her, because she's getting tried by 7 seps, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, 7 of them. So that's a scary, I mean, again, the trial by combat was an easy win for her. The mountain.
She's being tried by.
She's getting judged by like 7.
Yeah,
there's
I think
like
so.
7 seps. I think the trial by combat was the easy dub for her, right? Because she has the mountain. Arguably, like the hardest fucking soldier to beat in the Game of Thrones. Like he's massive. He can basically cut someone in half with a single swing. They took away her greatest
head off.
Right. They took away her greatest advantage. Pretty good timing considering on their part, considering that he literally just ripped off the head of one of the faith members. It's going to be a scary trial. I think maybe what he's alluding to, or what they could be alluding to, with having their birds get more information stuff, is possibly what is the High Sparrow's real plan. I know he talks about how he doesn't really have a plan. He's just, it's the faith of the gods. It's this, but I think it would be silly to say his intentions are totally pure. I think that the way that they move, the way that the faith moves and everything it's not, for him to be, if his intentions were that pure, he was this pure soul, it's like, okay, well, you allow them to do some pretty brutal shit, but you claim it's all for, the judgment of the gods and all this. And I feel like that those ideals and the way that they move it's something that would be taught. It's like, you're telling them that this is what the gods would want. And he's the leader, if he, so I think that he has deeper plans than he's been alluding to.
Obviously, that's what the little birds found
I think
out.
That's what it's more like. What is his true intentions? What does he really plan doing with Tommen, or how's he planning on influencing him, or what's their plan? Is he just trying to get rid of all the Lannisters except for Tommen because he has his grips on Tommen and he's the king? What more could you ask for? And not to mention, he just told Marjorie that we need a heir. You need to basically.
You always say hair. It's
heir.
This H is silent.
No, it's not. It can't be. Well, he needs an heir. So he needs an heir Jordan. So and
heir
Jordan. So if he's gonna, yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I imagine that's with that timing of him being like, well, you need to produce a son. It's the only way we can continue pushing this, and he's slowly getting in even more power and has Tommen in his grips. It's like, yeah, now if they have a son, that son's going to be raised under Tommen's guide and the High Sparrow's advising, so his ideals won't stray far, most likely, from them, which then locks it in, most likely. So
yeah, we'll have to see how that all turns out. Next on the list, we've got, speaking of the Lannisters, Jaime is over in Riverrun. He was able to, he had that, the dialogue in that conversation with Catelyn's brother was intense, but he basically offered her brother, a family and everything. And then when he wasn't budging, he said, I will fucking catapult your baby boy over those fucking walls for Cersei, because I love Cersei. And it convinced him to go across the wall, tell everyone to lay down their arms, and pretty much other than the Blackfish, there was no bloodshed. Because he decided not to go with Brienne, but Jaime let Brienne go. What are your thoughts about that whole situation? Do you think that was a final farewell between the two? And, now that Jaime has Riverrun, what do you think's in store for the remaining soldiers at Riverrun? Do you think that he's going to let them go? What are your thoughts on that entire situation?
Listen, I don't think that I think that they're prisoners. I don't think that they're going to be free to go. When he was discussing with him, he said, if you lay down your arms, I'll let you guys get safe passage. They laid down their arms, but
his deal was to the Blackfish.
And exactly. And so it was forced to have Euron go out and tell them. So it's really
Euron is Theon's uncle.
Or not Euron. Did I say Euron? Edmund. I'm sorry, Edmund. Edmund basically had to say, lay them down. Like, you don't have like lay them down. I'm the Lord, you have to lay them down. So it's really not, it really didn't live up to the deal. Yeah, they laid down their arms, but it wasn't what the agreement was. Blackfish surrender, whatever. You know, if you surrender, have them lay down your arms, then there'll be free passage. I mean, I don't think Brienne and Jaime aren't going to see each other again. I think that they'll definitely see each other again. Sansa still plans on marching on Winterfell, and Jon, obviously Sansa and Jon, they still plan on getting back Winterfell and all that. So,
well, according to what you're saying, if you're right, they don't have Riverrun to help them anymore. Sansa's letter didn't work, and now Brienne has to go tell Sansa she failed. So
yeah, but I still don't think that's going to stop them. But you know, I certainly think that when it comes down to it, why wouldn't the Boltons reach out to the Lannisters and to, you know, Jaime and be like, hey, we know Jon and Sansa are marching here. We need your help. So it's very likely that we'll see an engagement between them. It was really cool to see their interaction. Like we were saying, the respect that they have for each other, just like it's very like even play, like very even grounds between them. Like, you know, they understand each other's position, that they're on opposing sides, but yet they're not. It's just very genuine and very, very cool. So it's cool to see them maintain that. But I mean, I guess we'll find out. I certainly don't think the soldiers are free. I don't think they're going to be free just to march north. At that point, why would you? Especially knowing that they're going to help Sansa and Jon, if anything. So,
yeah, we'll have to find out how that goes. Next on the list, we've got the whole situation at Meereen. It's getting a little spicy meatball-y up in there. They're speaking of spicy meatball, they're launching fireballs onto the city, and it does not look good for Meereen. At least we had Dany show up, probably a little upset about what the fuck is happening to her city. But hey, look, it's she's back, and Drogon kind of flew away, so it doesn't look like he's going to be around to help. Maybe not. We'll have to see. What are your thoughts about that whole situation? How do you think they're going to handle this? Do you think that Meereen is going to lose? Do you think they're going to have to escape, or do you think that they're going to be able to fight back? What are your thoughts about that whole situation?
I think they can hold it down. Hopefully the dragons help. If the dragons help, they can certainly hold it down. If the two and Drogon doesn't. Tyrion.
Well, we know the two are locked up. Well, they're not locked up, but they're
not locked up. They got unchained. But she's back now.
They're still in the dungeon. You know, they can't.
But she's back. So that's the main thing, is that they weren't doing anything because they wouldn't eat.
I just wanted to remind you where they are.
I know. I'm well aware where they are.
Okay.
Tyrion's in a shitty position because, man, it looked good when she, like, I was like, oh shit, you know, if she comes back in time, she'll be like, oh, you maintain the peace and everything. You gotta look at this now. They have the masters at their front doorstep. Missandei and Graham will be like, oh yeah, he agreed to let them run slavery for 7 more years. And now they're at our front door blowing up our city. Like, and she's like, I trusted you as an advisor. Like, she's gonna think, if anything, I bet you she thinks Tyrion's tried to sabotage her. Knowing that, you know, he's a Lannister, that's King's Landing, that she wants the Iron Throne. She has every right to think like, yo, you're trying to sabotage me, or, you know, especially Dario, and Dario could even say that too. Like, he's trying to sabotage you this. So it doesn't look good for Tyrion. It doesn't look good for Meereen right now, more because they got caught with their pants down, no way to really guard themselves, or an efficient way to guard themselves. However, I don't think it's a lost cause. I think that they could definitely recover it, but it's going to require a lot of quick thinking, for sure.
Right. Yeah. We'll have to see. Speaking of quick thinking, I don't know how quick the thought was, because she did lure her into the darkness, but it definitely seemed like it was kind of an off the top idea, but it seemed to pay off because Arya led. Now, I didn't want to say the name of this character because it was never mentioned. I didn't know for sure if it was going to be brought up, but she's dead now, so it's not going to be brought up. But her name in the books is called the Waif. So,
the Waif?
Yes. Waif. So basically, Arya was being chased by the Waif, and she, wasn't looking good for Arya. But eventually, Arya went back to her little hole with needle and one little lit candle, and she was able to use the one thing that they gave her as a big advantage against them by cutting the lights. That scene is so cool. Just watching her needle go right through the candle.
Kill
and Yeah, and she was able to get the advantage. And when she went to Jaqen said, "Finally, you are no one." She said, "Nah, fuck
Arya
that.
Stark.
I'm Arya Stark, and I'm going home." So, what are your thoughts about that whole situation? What do you think the future of Arya is? Do you think that, we saw Jaqen look proud. So, what are your thoughts about that whole situation? Technically, somebody did the what's his name? The many-faced god did receive a death. It wasn't Arya though. So will that come into play in the future? I'm not sure. What are your thoughts about that whole situation?
I don't think it was necessarily important that it wasn't Arya. I think that I think the many-faced god received what he needs to receive, at least. I hope he did for her sake. No, genius play, man. Listen, when you're at a disadvantage, what's like the best thing you can do is, create an advantage where you can, right? She was at a disadvantage because, as long as she had been in Bravos, she's not from Bravos. She doesn't know the navigation of that city nearly as much as the Waif would or Jaqen, but she does know how to fight in the dark. And because she was trained to fight blind. So she was a genius play by her to, cut the candle, cut the lights. And all right, now let's even out, especially while she's injured.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, that relationship between her and Jaqen is interesting because, like you said, he said that she's no one. She basically said, "No, I am who I am," but she's still, she's a killer. She is still a fucking killer.
Yeah.
I wonder if I know she wants to plan on going home. I wonder if she goes home and if we get to see, maybe she goes back to Bravos at some point, or maybe they run into each other down the line. I mean, I don't think that their relationship's completely done. I don't think that that's not the last that we've seen of Jaqen or in her and Arya interacting. But I think that it'll be a little bit. I think that maybe we won't see anything, or maybe she ends up deciding to stay. I don't really know, but she seems pretty hellbent on going home. I think she's done her time in Bravos and has no want to be there anymore, which I don't fucking blame her at this point. So
right, yeah, well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to continue watching. But for this one, we're all done here. Again, if you guys like what you're watching, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe to stay tuned for more. And if you want to watch a full-length reaction to this next 6 episodes, you can check it out on Patreon. Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
Yes, I do. Come tune into my Twitch, guys. Link will be down in the description below. I stream Sunday through Friday. Tuesdays and Fridays are with Cam. A couple of our friends. Come tune in, come say hi. Do a whole bunch of different games. Always a good time. No spoilers. And yeah, Cam, I know you also have a Twitch.
Yep, Just Your Average Cam. Links in the description. You can check it out. Another link that will be in the description is a donation link. We've had some people check out our Patreon and leave. And on the exit survey, they said they just wanted to donate a specific amount of money and head out. So we decided to make it easier for people who wanted to donate money and not be a Patreon. So that link will be down in the description. You can donate and submit a question, and we'll answer the question on a video. You guys don't have to. We're not asking you to do it. It's just there for the people that feel like they want to, and we appreciate that so much. And we also appreciate you guys that are just here for the support, whether you're a subscriber or a Patreon or a donator. It just means so much to have you guys here regardless. So thank you again for being here. We'll see you guys on the next one, and peace.